Reptilians. Draconians, also known as reptoids or reptilians, are one of the most feared alien species in the entire universe. These aliens have a snake-like appearance and are malevolent in nature. Reptilians are linked to demonic and devilish entities. They are believed to have tormented the human race since the beginning of human history. People who have had a direct encounter with these aliens say that these lizard creatures have been described in many different cultures around the world. Reptilians are extraterrestrial species that are described as having a lizard or snake-like appearance. They are usually 6 to 8 feet tall and highly intelligent. Reptilians are said to be hostile or negative towards any race they deem inferior to them. These extraterrestrial beings are ruthless and lust for total power. They also tend to enslave races whom they feel are inferior to them and will force the races to work for their evil purposes. Reptilians in the past were reproducing at a threatening rate, so another race called plebeians genetically engineered them to make them unable to reproduce. Where did the reptilians originate from? Here are all the important details on reptiles. Where did reptilians originate from? Reptilians come from the Alpha Draconis star system within the Draco constellation, but can be found in almost all of the constellations in this known galaxy. To reptilians, Earth is called Terra, and they lived on planet Earth millions of years ago. According to the Lacerda interview, their ancestors were from a primitive dinosaur race about 65 million years ago. This race died in the Great Global Cataclysm, or how we would chalk it up as an asteroid impact, but that wasn't the actual reason. There was a war between two enemy alien groups, and the war took place in the high atmosphere of the Earth. Following the Great Global Cataclysm, a new humanoid reptile evolved. This new reptile could walk on 2 legs and look similar to an iguanodon, just smaller than one. The humanoid features of this being were a larger skull and brain, changed bone structure, hands with an opposable thumb, different digestive systems, and eyes in the middle of the head. This was the direct ancestor origin of reptilians, according to their knowledge. Physical characteristics of reptilians. Smell: it smells like decaying flesh or vomit. Those who have encountered them say they have varied skin colors ranging from red, green, to brown, and sometimes white. The different colors in the presence of wings symbolize their rank, with the white being in the topmost or elite class. These aliens are believed to be quite tall and bipedal. They are of a height ranging from 6 to 8 feet. Snake-like head. This is the most recognizable feature of these aliens. They have narrow, slit-like eyes and facial features that appear suggestive of a lizard, with a tongue that is narrow and long. Hands. Reptilians have hands similar to humans but have longer fingers than humans. How do reptilians communicate? Unlike humans, reptilians cannot talk. They use telepathy to speak to one another. Telepathy is a form of communication that you use with your mind. People abducted by these aliens report that they can intentionally manipulate human emotions. There are claims that these aliens can implant screen memories in abductees in order to create a false scenario to hide their encounter with them. In addition, they can be able to access humans' dreamscapes and attack people on the astral plane. Unlike other aliens, reptilians are shapeshifters and can easily change into human form. Why did reptilians come to Earth? There are claims that aliens have arrived on Earth to take control of our resources for their own gain. There are also claims that these beings want to keep humanity in a constant state of low vibration to enslave the entire race. Researchers such as David Icke have accused queens, kings, and presidents of being shape-shifting aliens due to their hunger for power. In summary, reptilians are believed to be living in caves deep underground. They are beings of 4th and 5th density. They travel in disc-shaped vehicles and are described as warlike aliens seeking to conquer and control the Earth. Reptilians in ancient history. The Mayans. In ancient Mayan history, the Mayans recorded a species they called iguanamen. They described the race as those who descended from the sky who then led their civilization. It is recorded that the Mayans were taught how to build magnificent pyramids by this race of beings. Ancient texts say that King Pakal ascended in a race rocket ship. Hopi Indians. In Hopi history, they referred to their ancestors as reptilian humanoids, which they called Shedi, which is then translated to Snake Brothers. It is also recorded that the reptilians had underground bases and would assist the Hopi by clothing them and giving them food. It is also recorded that another race helped them, which they called the Ant People, and they were expressionless, almost robotic in nature. The Ant People were the gray aliens. How to recognize a reptilian in humans? 1. Lack of soul. Reptilians have no conscious awareness. They are here to enslave humanity and will not break from their mission. Reptilians hardly have any emotions and have difficulty expressing them. They may appear similar to humans, but they lack any human traits such as empathy or self-awareness. 2. Hologram malfunction. One sure way to see if someone is reptilian is to notice when they're in your presence and see if their hologram device begins to malfunction. Reptilians are masters at concealing their true identities. Even videotaping them will occasionally cause their hologram to reveal their true identity. 3. Search for reptilian eyes. A good place to start is by looking into a person's eyes. If at any moment when you're looking at a person and their eyes begin to change shape, then it's best to know that the person you're dealing with could be a reptilian in disguise. 4. Unusual skin texture. Another sign to know if someone is a reptilian is to look out for any appearance of scales. When a reptilian is in the phase of shapeshifting, its skin may change. As you're looking at them, you may notice a patch of skin or scales. This is a sign that one might be a reptilian. 5. Your intuition is cautioning you. Finally, the last way to recognize if a human is a reptilian in disguise is through the use of your own intuition. A person's intuition can always be trusted in moments where there is difficulty in trying to understand something. If you have an inkling about someone and feel they could possibly be an extraterrestrial, then they probably are. Ancient texts that describe reptilians. Biblical text. In the Bible, there are claims that the snake that tricked Eve into eating the forbidden fruit was actually a reptilian alien. This is evident in the story of the Garden of Eden in the book of Genesis. Sumerian text. There are claims that aliens have invaded the earth since the start of human history. Zecharia Sitchin claimed that the Anunnaki of Sumerian mythology was an alien race controlling humans and using them as slaves. Islamic text. In Islam, jinns are described as beings of smokeless fire that resemble snakes. Jinns, according to this myth, were created by God and follow the same rules as humans. Chinese text. The Chinese have a myth that describes reptilians as dragon kings who can shift into humans at will. According to the myth, these beings travel in heavenly chariots. Related questions. What do reptilians eat? Reptilians can eat fruit, vegetables, and special kinds of fungus and flesh. The flesh is needed because the body needs the proteins in flesh. How to injure reptiles? There is a way to kill them if you're unable to cut off their heads. If you need to slow the reptilian down, just hit it right above the groin area. They have a very large liver, so hit it there since hand-to-hand combat won't work. They have the strength of 10 men and are incredibly quick and agile, and they know what they're going to do before they actually do it. What is the reptilian home planet like? Their current home planet is said to have a dense, dark, moist forest. The natural habitat is a sandy mound, and the atmosphere is thick and really moist. The atmosphere is yellow, and visibility is difficult. What are some of reptilians' weaknesses? Reptilians have a weakness in the back of their heads where there is a soft spot. If you were to hit that single spot, it would render a reptilian unconscious. Reptilians also dislike trash, music, blunt objects, and positive energy. Reptilians can be killed by titanium weapons as they are allergic to titanium. Are reptilians evil? There are those who claim that reptilians are inherently evil. There have been reptilians that were peaceful. But there are many who are only here to manipulate humanity to reduce them to a slave race. It depends. There are good types of reptilians and there are evil types.